Hey, what's going on? What's going on, people? This is Coach D coming at you. All right, today for our Ask Coach D session. All right, first off, when you guys jump on, put down the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from the Carolinas. All right, and today we're gonna talk about the types of leadership, right? Because there's different types of leaders out there, and and you're in network marketing business, right? And you can choose to be any type of leader you want. But today we're gonna specifically talk about being a servant leader and what does that really look like? What does servant leadership look like in our network marketing business? Because typically when we think about leadership, this is really the traditional way that we think about it. We think about someone at the top, right? Like, let's say at your job, you have a boss or superior, right? A supervisor. You think about someone at the top, and what typically happens? What typically happens is that person at the top is looking for everyone down below to quote unquote serve them. Right? It's about the boss telling everyone what to do or directing people on what to do, and everyone below kind of bowing to the feet, so to speak, right? And saying, okay, we want to do whatever we need to do to please our boss, right? Or please our supervisor, or in network marketing to please our upline, right? Whenever we join something, we kind of look for the praise, if you will, of the people that we join. Our sponsor, oh, I want to make you proud. I want to make you proud to have me on your team, right? This is this is the traditional way that we think about it. So we actually put leadership up here and the people who are underneath, the downline, if you will, down here, right? So we kind of have like this pyramid kind of effect because you got one leader and then you got a whole bunch of other people down below, right? And so we just think that's the way it should be done because that's the way that we were taught. But I'm here to talk about a different way. You probably heard the term, but how many times have we actually, thought about what it means? Servant leader. And I'm going to explain to you what it is, okay? And I'm also going to explain to you why I feel, okay, in my opinion, why it's a better way to lead for everyone. So here are some things about being a servant leader, okay? When you're a servant leader, you're not thinking about how your team can make you more money. Hold on, because don't get me wrong, we want to make money, okay? But you're not thinking about, well, man, they're not going out recruiting enough people. So, I need to light a fire up underneath their butt so that they can go and recruit some more people so that I can make some more money. Let's say you're in MLM, for example, right? How about this? How about instead of talking about what the people aren't doing, right? Meaning the people who joined your business, instead of talking about what the people aren't doing, how about we turn it around and start thinking about, well, how are we not serving them? What is it that we possibly are missing about, when it comes to the different resources that are available, that we can make available to help them so that they can actually achieve success? How about that? That's a different way of thinking because that's not typically how it goes. Typically how it goes, right, is that we get into something, and if we're not, producing or whatever, right, then the person, whoever is quote unquote the leader, right, and I say quote unquote, and I use that loosely because I swear we got this all twisted, right? If we get, into a opportunity with someone and that person's making a whole bunch of sales, right? The quote unquote leaders make a whole bunch of sales. But if we're not making sales, then what happens? Even us as leaders, what happens? A lot of times we'll get frustrated because our team is not producing. And guys, I'm talking from experience. I'm talking about things that I went through, okay? On both ends, all right? I went through where I'm producing, but my team is not producing. So because I had that traditional mindset, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, because there's a couple things you could do. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, frustration of, well, man, they're not producing, so they must be lazy or maybe they just don't want it bad enough, right? Have you guys ever felt that way? Like if your team is not producing, have you ever felt, put down in the comments, let me know, have you ever felt that maybe they're not producing because they're lazy and you just have more go-getterism? That's just a word I made up, right? Put down in the comments, let me know, yeah or nay, right? Now there's a few things you can do. You can write people off, right? Meaning you can say, you know what, they just lazy, forget that. It's over for them, right? Number two, you can get mad and display that by, belittling people, but like, you know what, if you guys, don't want to produce, or you don't want to, recruit people, or you don't want to get sales, you know what I'm saying? Then, you just pretty much suck, right? Belittling people, saying, you know what, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, right? You can do that. And yes, there are quote unquote leaders that take that route, right? That will pretty much alienate the people who are following them. But how about this? How about instead of doing that, how about you turn that around? How about you ask the questions that are going to lead you to the results that you want? Because at the end of the day, the results you want are for people to produce, right? So think about, what can you do to serve them? What questions can you ask to better understand why the people that are following you, right, aren't producing? Ask. You know how many times I've seen it, like dead serious, man. I've seen it where leaders will just take this approach that their way is the only way. So they feel like, oh, if people are producing, then I'm going to light a fire in their butt. I'm going to, jump all over them verbally, right? And they literally think that's the answer. Like threats and, stuff that someone might do to their kid. You know what I'm saying? Like threats and stuff like that. Like, oh, if you don't do this, then I'm going to take this away, right? Versus looking at it like this right here. If I'm telling you that I want to help you, right? That I want to help you get better in your network marketing business. This is the message I'm putting out there, okay? Then who really is in control? Who really is in control? Let's think about this for a minute. Now, we can say all we want, or you can say all you want. Well, I don't need those people anyway, right? Well, let's just be real for a minute, right? Let's just be 100 with it. If you didn't need those people anyway, right, you wouldn't be out here marketing because you need signups. Let's just be real with it, okay? Just being real. Like, you wanted to make some money, right? So instead of trying to take that approach that you're up here and everybody else is beneath you and they owe you something, no, they don't. No, they don't, right? They're actually paying you, because when a person joins you in a business, they give you the money, right? Boom. If I join you right now in business, right, I'm going to take out my card, right? I'm going to take out my card and, I'm going to do it on a computer, but, I'm going to swipe my card on this computer, right? So I'm paying, and part of that money is going to you, right? So why is it that as, a quote unquote leader, we feel, right? Unfortunately, too many of us, why do we feel like we're in control? Like, if people who join us don't do what we want them to do, then they suck and we win. How's that? How's that? Like, we got it all twisted, y'all. All twisted. We got this thing all upside down. In reality, I, as a leader, okay, am here to serve the people who are following. I'm here to serve them. And when we start thinking about it from this standpoint, then we start thinking like, well, what can we do to be a better person within ourselves? What can we learn that we can then help our team with, right? Then we can help others with, help them learn. Then it comes down to, because somebody asked me, they said, D, how do you set yourself apart from, everybody else, right? Because a lot of us, we promote similar things, right? We have our high ticket products, we have our residual products, right? Some people have health and wellness, right? There's a whole bunch of different things that we promote. And someone asked me, they said, D, how do you set yourself apart, from everybody else? And I said, it's actually pretty easy, and this is just truth, okay? It's actually pretty easy because of the way that I view things as a servant leader. I view it as, I'm looking at, what can I do to make myself more valuable to the people whom I serve? Instead of it being, what can they do to better deserve to be on my team, right? Which is the way people think it goes, right? Like somebody got to prove, why they should be on your team. Instead, I look at it as, what can I do? What can I bring to the table to make myself more valuable to whomever decides to lock arms with me? And you know what that thinking then leads to? That thinking then leads to me understanding the things that I do need to invest in, the things that I do need to buy, right? Down to, well, D, what tools do you need to buy? Okay, well, I know what pain points I have to run my business, right? Okay, I know what pain points I have. So then I'll get a tool. I want to give y'all a specific example. I'm dead serious. I bought Social Prospector Pro, right? I bought it for myself, right? Because I wanted to use the tool, right? To increase, being able to get more leads on Facebook, right? Okay, cool. I bought the tool for myself, right? Then the average leader is going to do this. And this is what I see in network marketing. The average leader is going to get that tool and then put the link out there to their Facebook group or wherever their people congregate, and then expect everybody to go buy that tool. They're just going to put it out there. Yo, go get this tool. And that's what that is. Just go get this tool, right? They're going to expect all of the people to go and get that tool. Here's the approach that I take. I got that tool. And then what I also did, aside from using that tool, I then created videos on how to implement that tool, how to use that tool in different, different network marketing industries. Like I did one on how to use it to get more leads for credit repair, how to use it to get more leads for the Forex industry, right? At the time I did one, how to get more leads for Tradera. Okay, that's what I did at the time, right? And I also did one on how to get more leads for health and wellness. So why did I do that? Why did I do that? Because I, as a servant leader, it is not on me to expect, right, and take for granted that because people have joined me in something, that as if they're beneath me, as if they need to buy what I said to get, right? Nah, it's on me as a servant leader. It's on me to serve them with the best quality of me. So my actions are dictated by what can I offer people, okay? What can I offer people who are following me or who will potentially follow me, join me, or maybe they just follow me on Facebook or YouTube. What can I offer them that is of great value and increase upon that value every single day? How can I do that? So as a servant leader, that's how you will start thinking, right? Because you're not thinking that somebody owe you something and they got to prove something to you. It's the other way around. You turn it upside down. It's now, how can I prove to my followers or whoever's joined me, my team, how can I prove that I am worthy of being a leader for them versus how are they worthy of being a follower of me? That's a totally different mindset. And it'll take you down a totally different path when you're putting out your content, right? It's not going to be so self-serving, okay? But it'll be more, leadership serving, right? Serving people. So when people, wonder, like, well, D, why do you put out, all this, free content or whatnot, right? Because I'm serving the people who I want to follow me. I'm serving them first, period. And then when they do join me, because some of them do, obviously, right? Then I continue to serve them more. It's just that simple. It is way easier to stand out when you have leadership, when you're approaching leadership from a servant angle, because so many people, unfortunately, from what I've seen, okay, I'm just talking about what I've seen in the network marketing industry in the last 3 years that I've been in. It is so easy to stand out that way. I want you guys to look at, the different leaders that you see, and look at yourself as well, because we're all leaders in some capacity, right? I want you to start observing, like seriously, okay? I want you to start observing, and I want you to look, okay, and see how many out of 10 that you observe, how many are honestly serving the people, or are they just taking it for granted that you're going to join them because you joined them in that other thing? Like you'll see posts that say, hey guys, there's this new funnel out. Like for instance, there's this new, I think it's a couple funnels out for Easy One Up, right? And people are like, hey guys, there's a new funnel off Easy One Up, but hey, don't come to me to get the funnel, go back to your sponsor and ask them if they got the funnel first. Here's why I disagree. Dead serious. I don't care if you join me in Easy One Up. Don't come to me first unless I have served you or you anticipate that I will serve you. Think about that again. Because just going to a person out of like, you owe them something, they owe you something. Leaders owe you something. You don't owe them. You paid and joined and they got benefit. They don't get to be all high and mighty crown on the top. That ain't how that go, right? It only appears that way because that's the way it has been traditionally, and that's because people have not started thinking in a different manner, okay? But I'm giving you guys, like I said, as told by Coach D, I'm giving you my opinion and my view, and everybody got opinions. They like buttholes. Everybody got one, right? I'm giving you my opinion and my view, right? And this is what dictates the way that I move when, you know, I do my marketing, when I'm operating with my team, right? Because when I'm on the other end, right, meaning that someone else is the leader, right? Because I'm on other people's teams, right? And when someone else is the leader and I'm, you know, the one that's below, I'm looking at what would help me. What type of behavior would help me? Would it help me if I had a leader who was trying to belittle me because they were getting more financial results than me? Would it help me if I had a leader that didn't pay attention to any of my concerns, right? Would it help me if I had a leader that if I tried to address my concerns, I would be kicked out the group? Would that help me? This is, you know, me putting myself in the other person's shoes and say, would that help me? I came to the conclusion that it would not help me. Now, maybe it will help you. If it helps you to be belittled, right? If it helps you for people to put you down, if it helps you for people to verbally, you know, beat you up, then okay, cool. But then I'm not the leader for you. I'm just being real with you, right? And that's okay. I'm not telling you you're wrong for, you know, choosing that type of leader. You choose who you want, right? So when I look at that, I say, okay, it seems like real simple to me. Flip the script. Because no matter what people tell you, here's the numbers. If we're not following them, or you're not following me, or whoever the leader is, if you're not following and not buying, then what bread is we making if we're in network marketing, I'm saying? Come on, like come on, man, that's math. That's math right there. That's math, right? So people can tell you they don't need you, this, that, the third, but that attitude will cause a lot of people to fall off, you know, from following, you know, a said leader, you know, or a leader that has that mentality type situation, to whereas they don't want to serve the people, right? Because at some point, people will get tired of being belittled. They'll get tired of being led astray or led down a rabbit hole just because they're just a number, just a wallet, right? They're at some point they get tired of it and they jump off that bandwagon. They jump off that wagon. They're like, man, forget this. I don't got beat up too bad. I ain't making no money and everything. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Michelle? You know, they jump off that bandwagon real quick. Okay. So if you guys are out there thinking like, well, man, you know, how can I set myself apart? You know, why is it that my team is not motivated? You know, why is it that they're not producing? This is the suggestion I give to you. Look at yourself. What type of leader are you being? Are you creating an environment in which uplifts people? Okay. Are you creating an environment of which that allows people to share their success? Are you creating an environment to where success is not defined by you? Ooh, I said that there. Success is not defined by you. That means, are you creating an environment where, you know, success is only if they made $500 in sales? And other than that, they had no success in your eyes, right? Or is it where you create an environment that if they're happy about some type of action they did, then that is a level of success? What environment are you creating, right? You want to look at yourself as a leader and see, if people are not producing, people are not winning in your eyes anyway, why? And it's easy for a leader to say, well, it's because they're lazy and it's their fault, right? But only thing you can change is you, right? What we call the man in the mirror, only thing we change is you. So as I was going through, you know, as I'm continuing to go through my network marketing journey, I started implementing these things, right? You know, and thinking about these things. One of the things that I implemented, you know, I would say probably like I think I did this in the last year, right? As I'm thinking about being a servant leader, I said, okay, yes, there's going to be some people who take more action than others. It is what it is. We get it. But I'm not going to belittle anybody. It's cool, right? It is what it is, right? I said, but how can I be sure that I'm serving the ones who want me to serve them, right, to that degree? How can I be sure that I'm serving them at a higher level? You know, the ones who want to take action at a higher level, how can I serve them at a higher level? How can I do that? Not what can they do for me? How can I do that for them? So this is one thing that I did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I'm going to show you one thing that I did. And you guys can do this as well. Go over here to Facebook. Let me close these out right here. One thing that I did is I started a chat here, the implementation chat. Okay, right here. All right. And I have a group of individuals in this chat here. Okay, in this chat that are with me on a little bit higher level. Okay, with me on a little bit higher level. And we have more interaction in this chat. Okay. These group of individuals that are in this implementation chat right here, okay, every day I'm looking at how I can serve them better. Every day I'm looking at how I can serve them better, and I'm letting them know how much they mean to me. I said, I've never had so many people actually want to win and actually start winning. It's usually just me since I've been online, honestly. Okay. I said, I'm so grateful that you guys are winning in any capacity that you are, whether you market the way I do or not. Winning is winning. So this is what I said to them last night. Okay. After we had a training and everything like that, this is what I said to them last night. But my point is, I'm serving them because I know what it's like to be on that other side, to be on that side where you have joined someone, right? And you never get any type of recognition for anything you do, right? The only time they got something to say is when they're trying to beat you down verbally because you're not producing the same amount of income that they're producing, or they don't feel that you're being successful, right? This literally is an example of servant leadership, the fact that I created this. You may say, well, that's just a chat. Well, how many leaders don't got one? How many leaders don't have anything for you? Think about that for a minute. Did I create this for me? No, I don't need a chat to talk to myself, right? Did I create that for me? No. I created that because it breeds a different type of environment, right? Versus just having people sign up and send them on to the company, right? It breeds a different type of environment in here. And I will tell you, if I would say about 80% of the high ticket sales that I've made in the last year, I'll say about 80% has come from people who are in this implementation chat. And it was not their first purchase with me. Okay, so if I would have been belittling them and treating them as if I'm up here and I don't have to serve you, I don't have to do anything extra, right? I don't have to up my game. I don't have to up my skills to be able to bring you more skills. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say. If I would have came that way, right? They wouldn't keep on buying. They're going to buy, but they wouldn't buy from me. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't buy from me because it'd be like, that's not serving them. That's not helping them. So one of the reasons why people around me in the last year are actually getting results now is not because, oh, they stopped being lazy. It's because I stepped up my game with being a servant leader. And I said, hey, I'm going to get better and better. Am I perfect? Heck no. Do I make mistakes? Heck yeah. Right? But because I understand the idea of being a servant leader, right? I'm always looking to get better, be better at whatever type of marketing I do, be better at YouTube, be better at Facebook, right? Be better at podcasts, right? Be better at Messenger. I'm looking to be better so that I can be of more value to the people. See what I'm saying? It's a whole different mindset when you look at it that way. Matt said, can you help me, please? y'all always tripping out. You know, so that's one thing, like I said, you know, that I would, you know, really implore you guys, because there's different ways of thinking about this. Okay. Obviously, there's different ways of thinking about this, you know, and I'm giving you guys my opinion and my view and why I believe that servant leadership is, you know, one of the best ways that's going to suit both sides. That's going to suit the people that you want to serve and going to suit you as well, right? Because you're then going to be able to get the results that you want. You wanted the people to produce, right? So if it's still going to yield the results that you want the people to produce, then why not also give them what they want, right? Nobody signs up to get beat up. Nobody signs up to get left behind. Nobody signs up to get belittled. Nobody signs up to have increased anxiety. They didn't sign up for that, right? So implore that, and perhaps it'll be a little bit easier route for you as you're recruiting and sponsoring and building your network marketing business. Perhaps you don't have to keep on getting new people every 2 minutes. It would be great, but that's not what happens. We don't get new people every 2 minutes, right? It's actually, easier to retain people that you have on your team than it is to go out and have to get new people every 2 minutes, right? So just think about it being a servant leader. So hopefully you guys have found value on this video. If you have, let me know. Put down a comment, say value bomb. All right. If you happen to be watching this on Facebook, share it out. Show me some love. Share it out. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you want to hear more videos like this, see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you want some free training on how you can actually start getting leads, on Facebook, maybe that'll help you out, Matt. You can check this out, Matt. Just text the word coach over to 90407. All right, and get some free trainings. You can start getting leads on Facebook just like I do. Other than that, guys, this has been another Ask Coach D session. And you already know what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to take this right to top. All right, here we go.